Hello, everyone. My name is Kulesa Falo, but in our trade room in Discord, I'm known as Cool. For those that have not met me, good to meet you virtually, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to you virtual as well. I know sometimes we use avatar and our pictures on there. Hopefully you guys can be a little bit more confident and put your true name and true picture, but totally up to you guys. Anyway, name is Cool. That's my nickname, and maybe my avatar name as well. But today it was my turn, and Dave and I were able to trade. Unfortunately, he had hard stop in trying to explain things that was going on in the market, and we were buying it as it was going down for those that were there, and it was going down, and of course we were waiting for the bounce back up. And as you know, everything goes down, everything goes up, and it goes sideways. There's only those three moves that the market makes. Of course, the problem is that you don't want to go back, you don't want to go down too far. Especially if you're too heavy. And so, we weren't too heavy on this one. We went down, and unfortunately, as we get closer to the top of the hour, we were taking some profits here and there, but not very much. And eventually, when it came to the top of the hour, David had to switch over to the Wobble webinar. I went a little heavy to try to take some profit, which I did, but I call it nickel and diming myself to the top. I was able to make a little bit of profit now in the small movement. They was able to call and say, you should be able to take out your profit when it comes back up here, which it did. And I was down, I think, negative 500 or something like that. And I was able to be negative $250 at that point. And I kept trading as David was doing the webinar, and nickel and diming myself out of this thing. And then eventually, by the time the webinar was done, I was positive 1.1% or $105.50. On the account I have. But I think my biggest takeaway from this thing, and that I know it appeared, but I got to make sure it's part of me, is that sometimes I take my profit too soon. And I noticed that with David, he's just calm and recognizes there's certain action points that where you can take your profit and or trade your profit with your worst loss and try to cut it that way. That I'm still trying to work on. But I learned, or at least solidified that a little bit more today, in ensuring that, okay, if I get $20 profit here, I need to take out the $20 loss or $30 loss to try to equate that. And then I'm playing on how to be able to lessen my loss, if you will. And then let my winnings run. And I still need to get better at that. And I will, by using the action point. Sometimes when I get to the action point, it stalls a little bit, which is a trigger to just take your profit. But more often than not, depending on the trend and how and the push that has upward, sometimes you may just wait until the candle's done in order for you to make that decision. But I guess that's the probability that you have on the overall feel of the market. And but yeah, that's my takeaway. Maximize your profit by looking at the action points and quick on the trigger, because those things just wick really fast, and you're up $10 and all of a sudden you're down negative $10. So and I think there's some concentration that's to come from that. But I think overall, you may have heard the saying before, that which you persist in doing becomes easier. Not that the nature of the thing has changed, but your ability to do it has increased. And so if it takes us a while to increase our ability, we will get better at it as time goes on. So that's my takeaway today, team. Looking forward to the next day. Take care.